Okay, so good evening, everyone. How are you all? How are you guys? So, are you guys excited for today's session? Because today we are going to learn a new module, which is front-end development. So, are you guys interested, curious?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, so if we will start our front-end development, so what are the key technologies we are going to learn? So we are going to learn this HTML, JavaScript, CSS, and Bootstrap. Okay, let me before begin the lecture, I would like to tell you like what are the projects you are going to suppose when you will be able to learn this HTML, when you have good knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So what kind of projects you may expect? So see, I have some projects list. So these many projects we have. Actually, these projects are based on totally on HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. Okay, so I don't want to feel you like what we can say. I don't want to afraid you by seeing the code. Okay, but I'm going to tell you what we are actually going to create after learning this. So let me show you the output of one of the project. Okay, this is the tiny things we are going to create. Kind of such type of cards we will create. Okay, and we will create some nav bar as well. Okay, it's hanging. Just wait. Okay, I hope my screen visible to all. Okay, so for example, I have this index.html and JavaScript file and CSS file. Okay, so if you have knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, then you may create such kind of small projects. See, this is kind of landing page you can create with this navigations. Okay, so this is not very much hard once you have good understanding in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Such kind of things you will create. Suppose this is what to do list. So when I will check the output, don't try to understand this code, guys. Don't try to understand what is this and what is that. By the end of the day, this is my commitment for you guys. You will be able to understand this code very easily, all of you. So don't try to understand it right now, just try to see the output only. For example, this is what to do list interface. Okay, so like similarly we can add more features on it. So basically this is what just to do list. Here you can add your tasks like Python, okay, like Java. Okay, this is just a utility applications we have created. Okay, so if you will double click on it, uh, okay, right click, then it will delete. And if you will again give right click, then again it will delete. So not only this, we have so many projects. For example, you can see this theme clock. Let me just uh, make it live. Okay, so can you see this animation? Here is dark mode available also. So this is what very simple applications we will create. We will create the real life applications as well. We will create full stack project as well. But before full stack, what I am trying to say, after learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you will be able to create such kind of application. Is it interesting or not, guys? Tell me, does it interesting or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, suppose this kind of scroll animation you may create. This is just a effect you may create. Okay, the idea is you will learn the functionality from here, and when you implement a big project, you will what you will do, you will just add these features in your project in order to enhance the functionality of your project. Okay, for example, this is what random choice. Okay, enter all of the choice divided by a comma. Okay, press enter when you are done. Okay, like for example, I'm writing here 1 2 3. Okay, and enter. So it will select one. Okay, I mean it can select anyone. So this is what just a random choice. You are writing so many choices. This is just a utility application. Okay, and let me show you one more, few more applications like hoverboard is there. Okay, so this is what hoverboard. Can you see here what I am doing? I'm just hovering my mouse and such kind of effect is coming. This is nothing but this is just grid we have created and we have implemented some hover effect. You will understand it. Okay, so let me start our class now. Okay, so we are going to start learning the front-end development from scratch. If anyone want to join this course, anyone can enroll. Okay, so you will get the link in description if you will find this video on YouTube. Otherwise, you can come with your friends as well. So we are going to learn front-end from the scratch only. Okay, so if we talk about full stack, so how many modules are there in full stack? We have front end, we have back end. So whenever anyone want to learn back end, please keep in mind you should very much familiar with, you should have you should have very much good understanding about one programming language. If you are good in programming language means you can learn backend. If you don't know the programming language, you cannot understand backend. So we already covered Python basics. Okay, we have covered Python. So right now we are learning about front end. So in front end, what we will explore HTML, right? We will see the JavaScript, we will see CSS, React. Okay, we will see Bootstrap like that. Okay, so here the language is what JavaScript. If you have good command in JavaScript, you will be able to understand the React. Okay, and if you are good in React, so you can get a job easily because there are lots of vacancy nowadays coming in React profile, right? So in database what we are going to learn, we will learn in database MySQL as well as MongoDB. Okay, and in tools what we will learn, Git and GitHub. Okay, so we will learn Git and GitHub in detail. Okay, so if we talk about this front-end development, so we are going to learn about HTML, CSS, JavaScript and Bootstrap and React.js. Okay, so after completing this, we will create what projects. Okay, what type of project I have already shown you, like such kind of small utilities we will create. Okay, and for example, this is the time clock with light and dark mode. There are lots of projects we are going to create. Okay, not only this, not only that. So just after learning what HTML and CSS and JavaScript, and we will use the Bootstrap as well, and we will learn React. Okay, means using React, what you can do, you can create SPA. Okay, what is the SPA? Single page application. What is single page application? For example, your Insta is what? Single page application. What is the mean of single page application? Let me show you. For example, here I am searching what like lion images. Okay, so when I will scroll down, when I will go to the image section, when I'll go to the image section, so you will see whatever the images are there, whatever images are there, you will see all the images on single page. You will find all the images on single page. You don't need to go to another page by clicking anywhere. You just scroll down, you will get everything on one page. right? So this type of application we can create in React. Okay, so React is what? One of the powerful library. Okay, and see, this is what? This is not an example of single page application, because here you need to click. If you want to see other content, you need to click on to the second page. Okay, so these applications are not single page application, but where you are scrolling, seamless scrolling is there, like Instagram, like Facebook. That is what? Single page application, right? So these are the technology stack we are going to study throughout the journey of front end, right? Okay, now let's understand what is the relationship between front end and back end. Okay, what is actually front end, what is actually back end? So for example, I am searching here. For example, I am searching Amazon.in. Okay, is it visible, guys? Is it visible to all? Tell me.
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay, so whatever the components you are seeing here, who developed these components, who developed this interface? Front end developer. Okay, front end means the visual part. Whatever the visual part you are seeing means this is what? Front end of this website. Okay, this is what? The front end of the website, right? For example, you log in with your account. Okay, so who will manage your account? Who will track your history? Who will track your account history? That is managed by backend developers. Okay, how to manage the data and how to process the data? Sorry. So how to process the data means this task handled by the backend developer. For example, we have one page, facebook.com. Okay, suppose we have facebook.com. Okay, so this is what? The page of Facebook. Okay, this is the Facebook page front end. Okay, this is the Facebook website front end. Okay, so for example, when you log in your account, by giving some password and email, when you write your credential, so when you click on login, then the backend will process your data, whether you are authentic user or not, you are the valid user or not. So who will identify this? Backend will process the data whatever coming from the front end. What I'm trying to say, see here, every website having two components. We can divide every web application into two components. First is what? Front end part of the website. What is the front end part? The visual part. Okay, the visual part. And what is the back end? The processing part. Okay, how to manage the data, how to process the data, right? How to store the data into the database. So this is handled by the back end. Okay, so actually what is actually front end? We know a web application can be divided into two parts. One is front end, one is back end. But what is actually front end? So front end, we have already discussed as front end means the visual part of a web application. This is what Amazon web application, and these cards you are seeing, this carousel you are seeing here, this navbar you are seeing here. So these are all visual part. Okay, so who design it? Front end developer. Now what is backend? Okay, what is backend? Backend means how to save the data, manage the data, or we can say manage and process the data. For example, you ordered something from the Amazon website, right? So how your order will process, how your order will come to your doorstep. So this is what backend processes. Okay, because there is not only one user, but like thousands and lakhs and crores of users are there on the website. So how to manage the data, how to make the scalable website? What's the mean of a scalable website? For example, you have created your Amazon website, you have created your own website. So when 10 people are doing shopping from your website is running smoothly. Okay, there is no problem. One day, like Diwali sale came to your website. Okay, like you put one offer, like Diwali sale started. So now what happened? 10 lakh people came to your website. Now what happened when 10 lakh people visited on your website? So your website server got down. Why? Because your website was not scalable. Okay, so scalability and security, or we can say how to manage the profiles, how to manage the data, and how to process the data. This is managed by backend developers. Okay, backend is all about how to manage, process, or store data coming from frontend into database. Okay, like user history, profile, etc. Okay, so this is what high level diagram to understand the relationship between frontend and backend. For example, this is what Facebook login page. This is a Facebook login page. Here you are entering your credential. Okay, you are entering your ID and you are entering your password. When you click on login button, so this credential will process by the backend. Okay, so this data will go to the backend. The request will go to the backend, and backend will process. It will check whether you have entered the correct credentials or not. If you enter the correct credential, then it will go to the database and it will search your profile on database. If your profile exists, then it will return you the response. Okay, the database will send the response to the backend and backend will send the response to the front end. Okay, through APIs. Suppose if you are not the valid user or your profile does not exist in database, then backend what will do? Backend will send the response like user not found or invalid credentials. Okay, so who is processing the data which is coming from the front end? Backend is processing. And who is the storing? Database is storing. Okay, so if you are saying this complete part as a backend, so that is also correct. This complete part we can say backend, means backend, and database also we can say backend. And whatever UI you are seeing, whatever the visual parts you are seeing, that is the example of front end. Okay, so I think we should begin with like HTML code from today onwards. So before starting with HTML, what we need to do, we have to download some required softwares. Okay, okay, so what are the softwares we need to download before proceeding with front-end development? We need to download one ID. So ID we are going to use here VS Code. Okay, so when you go to this website, means this is nothing but VS Code website, or simply you can search here like VS Code download. When you go to the website VS Code download, you will get the first website, and from here you will download the software respective to your operating system. Suppose your machine having Windows operating system, you can download Windows. If you have Linux and Ubuntu, you can go with this. And if you are Mac user, then you can download this version of VS Code, right? Once you click here, it will start downloading. Okay, but I already have downloaded, so I will not download it. Okay, so I already have downloaded the VS Code. After downloading the VS Code, you need to download some extension. Okay, so you have to download some extension of VS Code. So which extensions? First extension you will download auto rename tag. Auto rename tag means, so how once you install your VS Code, then you will search here like VS Code. It is very simple process to install the VS Code. So that's why I am not telling you how to install, because if you are the computer science student, you know already how to download it or install it. Okay, so when you open the VS Code, it will be open something like this. Okay, then you have to go to the extension section. Okay, this is what extension. So when you click here, you have to search which extension. First you have to download auto rename tag, because when you will write HTML, it will be helpful for you, because in HTML we generally write tag. What we write, we generally use tag. So we have open tag, we write open tag, as well as we write closing tag. Okay, open and close tag we write. Okay, so for example, if you are writing heading, h1 heading is there, so you don't need to write here h1, it will automatically complete. For example, here I am writing h2, so it will automatically make your tag like this. So that's why we are installing this extension, which is nothing but auto rename. Okay, so this is one of the extension we need to install. It is already installed in my machine in my VS Code, so that's why it is showing disable, but it will show, install, it will show you install button here, and you can install the first extension. The second extension we need to use, which is second extension is what, prettier. Okay, automatically formats your code for better readability and consistency. For example, I am writing here, one, let me tell you what is the mean of readability and what prettier will do. For example, I am writing here one for loop. Okay, I am writing here for loop for int I is equals to 0. I am writing C++ for loop. Okay, I plus plus, like that I am writing. Okay, and I am writing like in C++ we write something like hello. Okay, so you are writing like this. So this is what, this is not much readable. So if you want to make it more readable, what you will do, you will give some indent here. Okay, for example, if you are writing conditions also inside this, so for example, if you are writing if 2 is equals to 2, and you are writing this and that, okay, you are writing cout again, like hi. Okay, so this is not a good readability. Readability means there should be a proper indent. When you're writing something, there should be a proper indent. So you don't need to worry about it. When you download the prettier extension, it will automatically format your code. Okay, it will increase the readability of your code. Okay, so this code is more readable. So like that, prettier will do. So we need to download one extension called prettier. Okay, due to internet speed, it is not coming. It is taking time. Let me search again. Okay, so here is what extension. Just wait. Am I audible, guys? So this is what prettier. You need to install this also. Okay, you can note
Yes,
it
sir.
down, like what are the extension you need to download. So later you can download, or simultaneously means you can also download. It's up to you. Okay, so we have downloaded three extension. One is, okay, two extension. One is auto rename tag, and second one prettier, and the third one we have to download, which is live server. Okay, so live server also you can find here in extension, and here what you have to do, you have to search here live server. Okay, when you will search the live server, so something like this icon you will see, and you have to install this extension also. Okay, so this is what live server, you can install this. Okay, this is also we have to install. Once we have installed this extensions, what you can do, you can just close the VS code, and after that what we will do, we will see how we can write the HTML code from the beginning. Okay, so first of all what you have to do, you have to just create one folder anywhere you can create. For example, I am creating a folder on desktop. I'm writing here the folder name is what, front end. Okay, I'm writing here front end, and inside this I'll create one more folder which is HTML. Okay, so I will go inside the HTML. Now what I will do, once I open the HTML folder, and here I will click on the URL of the folder. How to click? Just click here and delete everything, and write here CMD and press enter. Let's see one more time, you might be confused. Go to the front end folder, just click here on URL of your folder path and type here CMD command prompt and press enter, and you will see this location is opened in CMD. Now what we have to do, okay, basically we have to go inside the HTML folder, but we are currently in which folder, front end folder. So how you will go, so you will write here cd means change directory, and here you will write HTML, or you may press tab. Either you can write complete HTML by yourself, otherwise you will write H and T and press tab key, so automatically it will fill it. And now you are inside which folder, you are inside the HTML folder. You are inside the HTML folder. Let's go here also inside the HTML folder. Okay, so we are in HTML folder. Now what we have to do, this HTML folder we have to open on VS Code IDE. So how we can open it, we will write here code dot. Okay, dot means the current working directory, current folder. Okay, so this current folder is what, HTML. So this HTML folder we are going to open on VS Code. That's why we are writing here code dot, code space dot, and press enter. When you press enter, it will automatically open on VS Code. What is our, okay, it is asking, do you trust on this folder and author? Yes. So just close this everything, just close this also. Here we are getting HTML folder. This is what our HTML workspace, or we can say folder. And here, this is what, if you want to create a file, if you want to create a new file, you will click on this icon. And if you want to create a folder, you will click on this icon. But I want to create one file, so I will click here, and here I will write the file name is what, index.html. Okay, if you are writing .html means this is HTML file. If you are writing .py, this is what, Python file. Can you see the symbol as well when I'm writing Python? For example, if I'm writing here JS, so this is which file, JavaScript file. Can you see here? So with extension it is changing, this is C file. Okay, this is what, PHP file. Okay, MP3. So this is what, this is which file, audio file. Okay, .mp4. So this is what, video file. Okay, .jpg. This is what, image file. So are you understanding the significance of extensions? This is what, CSS file. Okay, and JSX if I am writing, so this is what, React file. If I write here txt, so this is what, text file. But which file we have to create? We have to create HTML file. So we will write dot html, okay, without any space. Okay, it is not like you are giving a space. Don't give a space. Without space you can write, and this name you can write any name. You can write any name, but extension should be .html. Here I am writing what, index.html. Getting this much, guys? Everyone, are you understanding this much?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in html basically we have open tag and close tag. Okay, html, what is html basically? Html, let me tell you some theory, like before starting with html, let me tell you the theory. Okay, so html is nothing but html. What is the full form of html? Hyper text
Text markup language.
markup markup language. Okay, so what is the use of this markup language? What is the use of this markup language? Okay, so
Creating structure.
okay, it creates the structure of the website. Okay, so we can create a structure of web application. Now we have css. Css means we will style the structure. Okay, what is the full form of css?
Cascading
Cascading
styles.
styles.
Okay, what is the use of this? Applying styles on web applications. JavaScript means, JS means JavaScript, right? JavaScript means adding functionality
Adding functionality.
on web application, right? For example, as you can understand this is what HTML skeleton. This is what CSS. HTML plus CSS. JavaScript means adding functionality, means this person can dance, can walk, can eat, can sleep. So this is what adding functionality. Getting? Is it clear to all? HTML is nothing but structure of web application, layout of web page. Okay, function of web page. JavaScript means it adds the functionality in web page. Okay, so when we talk about HTML, so HTML is a case sensitive language or not?
No.
No, sir.
No.
HTML is not a case sensitive language. Okay, so let's discuss about headings in HTML. Okay, in HTML, how to write the comment? So basically, we use these symbols to write the comment. When you press Control and question mark, or we can say Control and forward slash, then automatically this comment will come. So headings in HTML. Okay, let me create one more file which is notes.txt. Okay, so whatever the headings are, means the explanation part I will explain on this notes.txt, and here I will write the code. Okay, so we have to study about the headings. Okay, headings in HTML. So how many headings we have? H1 to H6 we have headings. 6 headings we have. So what does it mean by heading. So for example, in order to write HTML code, it's better if you will create the basic skeleton of the web application. So the HTML skeleton we need to create. When you press this shift and what we call it, exclamation symbol. Okay, so when you press enter, it will get automatically some structure, and in the body section we have to write the code. Okay, so for example, this is what h1 heading 1. Okay, and heading 2, and h3 heading 3, h4 heading 4, h5 heading 5, h6 heading 6. Okay, so how you will check the output of this? How you will check the output of this? Just we need to click here go live.
In live server.
Yes, so when you download the live server, I've already told you to download the extension. Which extensions? This extension. This is the live server. When you install this live server successfully, you will see here go live. If you are not seeing go live option, you will right click and you will see open with live server. So just open it with live server and it is showing the output. As you can see here, the largest heading is what? H1 heading. The smallest one is H6. Okay, so total how many headings we have? H1 to H6 headings we have, right? Okay, so after that we have paragraph as well. Okay, after heading we have paragraph as well. So second is what? Paragraph tag. Okay, paragraph tag, how we write? We generally write like this: P start and P close. This is what paragraph, and between this paragraph we write what? Content. Here we write content. So in HTML, let me write here like P tag. So this is what starting opening tag, or this is what closing tag. And here what we will write? Here is anything you can write. If you want to write some random words, you will write here lorem. You if you want if you are not able to think like what we have to write, what should we write, then just take the dummy words. Just type here lorem and press 10. Suppose if you want 10 words, you will type 10, so it will give you 10 words, 10 random words. Okay, so as you can see here, we are getting 10 random words, and when you go to the output page, so you will get here paragraph. Okay, suppose I'm writing here paragraph. Okay, and google.com. Okay, I'm writing here what? Google.com. So what I'm getting? Google.com. But what I want, when I click on this Google.com, I should reach on the page of Google. I should get the Google page. Okay, so how we can do this? Here we need to use one more tag.
Hyperlink.
Yes, we need to
And
use one more tag, which is hyperlink. I mean, we need to
Anchor
use
tag.
anchor tag. Okay, anchor tag we need to use. Okay, anchor tag we write something like this. Okay, but in anchor tag we have one attribute called href. Okay, so this is what href is, what attribute of this. Here we write like, here we write the address where we have to send after the clicking, where we have to send the flow after the clicking. So let's go to the index.html. So here I will write, I will wrap this p tag with anchor tag. Okay, so this is what starting anchor tag and this is the closing anchor tag. Okay, I wrap this google.com or p tag with anchor tag, and here I will mention the address. So what is the address is www.google.com. Okay, so what will happen, just see here. So now see, now this text is clickable. So if you will see this text, so this is not clickable, but this is the clickable. Let's click on it. Okay, so we are not getting Google. I think we didn't write it properly. Google.co.in. Okay, let's write google.com. I think it will work. Okay, so if it is not working, just go to the google.com. Okay, and just take the address. So just take this complete one along with https. Okay, so then it will work. Okay, this is what absolute path we are giving to this website. So now it will work. So here is what this google.com. So now google.com will open directly, right? Okay, so we can create one small utility applications as well, like like my links.html, my links.html, and here what we will do, we will create, we will keep all the important links at one place. For example, there are some websites you frequently visit, those websites, like for example, uh, like amazon.in is there. Okay, like for example netflix is there, netflix is there. Okay, and some other websites are there. So what we can do, we can write a small application. Okay, and here we can say my personal links. Okay, and here we can write one heading. H1 is what we will write, uh, my personal link diary. Okay, whatever you want to write. Okay, and here what I will do, I'll create some link. So I will write here anchor tag, and I will write another anchor tag. I will write another anchor tag, like 4 anchor tag I am writing. Okay, here for example you visit frequently amazon.com, so just write here amazon. Okay, just write here python compiler, just write here like w3 school. Okay, just write here java t point. Okay, so these are the websites. Now what we have to do, just go to these websites url and just paste the url of these websites. Okay, so first of all is what amazon.com, amazon.in. Dot in means india. So we will copy this url and we will paste here in href. Okay, same for python compiler, so we will copy the link of python compiler. Okay, python compiler. So python compiler interpreter, just take this link also, copy it, copy the link and just paste it. Okay, now w3 school, there is a one website where you can get all the study resources. W3 school. Okay, just take the url from here also and just paste here, and one more website which is java t point. Okay, so we have added all the links. Now how to check the output? Just see this your website is already running, so it is showing highlighting the port. So just click here to stop the server, and now it is again saying go live. So when you click on go live, so you will see the output of this. So I'm just creating the utility application, just a small one. So when someone click on Amazon, the Amazon web page will open. Okay, the Amazon web page will open, and when you click on Python compiler, so you will get the Python compiler, right? And if you will click on W3 school, so you will get W3 school website. If you will click on Java T point, you will get Java T point website. Okay, similarly you can create something like so your task is what you have to do. You have to write create a web app which uh, can redirect to the user on top free AI tools. Okay, so this is you can create. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to select some websites which are having free AI tools and which is useful. For example, that tools are useful for you as well. Okay, so that you can keep all the tools link in one page like this. For example, we have created here my link. Okay, but when you see the output, it is coming in single line. If you want to break this line, what you can do, you can use one tag which is called br. Okay, so if you will use the br tag, so it will break the line. Okay, so when you check the output, you will see here Amazon is coming in one line. So same here you can apply. Here also you can paste, here also you can paste, and here also like that you can paste. Okay, so we are getting something like this. But when I click on this Amazon, it will open on this same page. It is opening on same page and I don't have my own page. But I don't want to open it on the same page. What I want, when I click on this, it should open to another page. So what can I do? I can add one more attribute inside the anchor tag. So see, this is the anchor tag. Here is one more attribute which is target. And here you have to write blank. Okay. So you have to write attribute name is target and the value is what? Underscore blank. Underscore blank is the value. So when I will refresh it and when I click on this Amazon, so now it is opening into another tab. Getting this? Everyone understanding? Any confusion? Okay, don't worry about this meta tag. We will study it later. Okay, don't worry about this. Like you can write directly HTML here, no problem. Right? So you have to just focus on body tag. Okay, the body tag. You have to write the content in body tag. Are you guys understanding or do you have any doubt? Okay. So I think that is enough for today. What we have discussed so far, let's just quick revise it. Okay. So we discussed about front end means full stack. In full stack, what we are learning front end, back end, database, and tools. Okay, in front end, what we have to cover HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Bootstrap and React.js. This is we have to cover as a front end module. and I have taught you the relationship. I have given you the basic understanding about relationship between backend and frontend. Okay, so as I told you, every website containing two things, two components, which is frontend as well as backend. Frontend means the visual part, backend means the processing part. Okay, as you can see, this is the Amazon website frontend part, and the backend part means how data will save, how data will process, how data will manage. This is what backend part. And I have given you the like high level diagram idea, like how front end and back end communicate to each other. So okay, so whatever data is going from front end, back end will process, and then it will store or it will retrieve the data from the database if the request is valid. Okay, otherwise it will reject the request. And if we talk about types of applications, so we have standalone applications or desktop application, and we have web applications. So we are learning how to create web applications. Okay, and we have mobile applications also, like standalone or desktop applications like calculator. For example, I have this calculator. So this is what standalone application, where we don't need to use any internet. Without internet, we can use such application. So such applications are known as standalone application. The application which required internet, such applications are known as web applications. For example, Amazon.com. Amazon.com or Amazon.in. These websites are known as which application? Web application, which required internet in order to fetch the data or show you the data. So these applications required internet. And we have mobile applications, which is we can download from the Play Store. For example, mobile camera is there, so that is one of the mobile applications. And we have distributed application concept as well, so we are not going to discuss about that. We discussed about like what we have to do. The first step is we need to download the VS Code. Second step is we have to download the extension auto rename tag. You have to download. You have to download Prettier also. You have to download live server. Okay, so this is just a demo. We didn't start HTML from today. I was just showing you the demo only. From tomorrow onwards, we will start learning about what is the we will learn HTML with definition also. Okay, I have just given you overview like how HTML will work. Okay, from tomorrow onwards we will learn HTML in details. Okay, so that's all for today guys, and you have to complete this task. You have to create a web app which can redirect to user on top free AI tools. You can write the name of like your web applications, like this is free AI tools blog or whatever, and you can explain also. Getting what I'm trying to say? You will write one heading like, for example, you can write here. You can write in H1 like deep sea. Okay, so you have written deep sea. Okay, and here you can write the paragraph. You paragraph means you can provide some information like it is an AI application similar to ChatGPT, and you can write the advantage and disadvantage like that. And after that, you can write here one anchor tag, and in anchor tag what you will write? href. You will write the link of this website, and here you will write click or open. You can write here open deep sea. Okay, so like this kind of project you have to create. Okay, so this is all about one application. Such like you have to use these tags h1 and p tag and anchor tag, and with the combination of these tags you have to write at least 5 or 10 AI tools name, and you have to write the description, what is the usage, and you have to give the provide the link also. Okay, if you will do this task, I will tell you like how you will publish your website. From tomorrow onwards I will host your website as well. Okay, means you will be able to share the link of your web page to your friends. Okay, if you will just try to do it. If you won't be able to do it, I will tell you in the next class how we will create such a blog where you will mention like 10 top AI tools, okay, with link and with description. So that's all for today, guys. If you have any question, you may ask.